For your health today, looking out for your little ones. The U.S. Soccer Association is keeping your kids in mind with their newest regulations. They're setting recommendations for when young soccer players should start heading the ball. It's a change based on new information we are learning about head injuries and concussions. News 4's Allie Ingersoll is in the studio now with the details on the recommendations and what they could mean for the game. Allie?
Christy, the rules are changing. Kids under the age of 11 aren't allowed to head the ball any longer. A change to the game doctors say they're excited to hear about.
In youth soccer, it's all about development.
Developing young soccer stars starting at a young age is changing this season.
Heading is part of the game, all right? And that will never go away. So you have to teach them.
Teaching it is starting later now under the latest U.S. soccer recommendations, which eliminate headers in practice and at games for kids 10 and under, and introduce the skill with moderation at practice for kids ages 11 to 13. This is something Delaware Soccer Club is putting into place this spring season.
Everything is about safety of the players, of your kids. So we'll do what we have to do to make it as safe as possible for the kids.
Anything that will protect a growing child and the developing brain from unnecessary trauma, including headers, should be eliminated from the sports scene.
That's Dr. Stephen Lana from Delaware Pediatrics, and he's supporting U.S. Soccer's decision to limit headers for young athletes.
It doesn't make sense that we would allow a child whose brain is still developing and still has a long way to go in maturation to essentially willfully bump their head against a moving object.
He says we've learned a lot about concussions in recent years, but still have a long way to go.
We do know that we want to protect a child's developing brain from unnecessary trauma.
Something the soccer clubs vow they'll do as long as the national organization has these recommendations in place.
It is for the kids, and it's for the safety of the kids, so we just follow the recommendations, and we'll go from there.
And Allie, concussions and brain trauma are obviously a really important conversation right now. What did Rudy say is the correct way to head the ball?
Well, Rudy's a lifelong soccer player, so I did ask him the same thing. I hope you're ready for a lesson. He gave me a little one today. He said to really tense up your body, and he said it's kind of like holding onto a handlebar. Do you want to do it with me?
Sure.
It's like holding onto a handlebar and then really propelling yourself forward.
Okay.
So you're meeting the ball and the ball isn't meeting you. Okay. He says that's important, and if you do that, you should really protect yourself from having a head injury. He said then your head won't like snap back like that.
Right.
He says as long as we're doing that, and also the kids aren't doing it until this recommended age, they should be okay concussion-wise.
All right, great. Thanks so much. Thanks for the advice for all the kids out there.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, still to come.